Right now is the best time to get into Cobblemon. If you're a fan of Minecraft and a fan of Pokemon, or even if you're unfamiliar with Pokemon as a franchise, Cobblemon is a fantastic introduction to Pokemon. So what is Cobblemon? I've talked about it briefly before, but today I'd like to go a bit more in depth of the mod because I think it's an incredible experience. For those of you who don't know, Pokemon is a series all about catching little pocket monsters, hence the name, raising them and battling them with each other and catching as many as you can to fill out your Pokedex, an index of various Pokemon species, hence the name. In Cobblemon, you create a world and pick your first partner to go on an adventure with you. By pressing M, you open up a list of all 9 generations of starter Pokemon, plus Legends Arceus for some reason. Some of these you've likely heard of, Charmander, Mudkip, Cyndaquil, or maybe some of the newer ones like Quaxly or Rowlet. No matter what one you choose, you'll be enjoying your Minecraft world the same way you used to, now with the ability to catch and collect your very own Pokemon. Not only does this mod already offer a ton of content, it also has much more coming. With update 1.6, the devs are planning on adding in new Pokemon, shiny variants, a Pokedex, and so much more. For now though, I wanted to walk you through the experience of making a fresh single player world in Cobblemon, and then talk about some other things. Before even creating your world, I suggest turning on the bonus chest. This allows you to get some useful tools as well as some Pokeballs that you can use to catch wild Pokemon. You'll be able to craft more of these later, but for now this allows you to snatch up a couple extra Pokemon to use alongside your new starter. The world of Pokemon can be a bit daunting. I struggled for a long time to get into this series. There's a ton of games and a ton of info out there, so I totally understand the feeling of being an outsider looking in. To this day, Pokemon Crystal is really the only Pokemon game that I've really enjoyed. I've actually made an entire video about that. Back to Minecraft though, once you've got a small base and a couple of Pokemon at your side, it can be really daunting to figure out what to do next. There are always new Pokemon around you and battling can be daunting depending on where you are. What biome you spawn in actually affects what Pokemon you will have available to you at the start of the game. Spawning in a plains biome will give you totally different Pokemon from spawning in, say, I don't know, a snowy taiga. So your starting biome will affect what kind of party you build, and I think that's a lot of fun. Around the world you might notice a new tree type, apricorn trees. These are fundamental to creating Pokeballs and are, you know what, a pretty nice type of wood. I like that they added a new building block. The door even has a little Pokeball symbol on it. It's very cute. Different color apricorns can give you different Pokeballs. Making a basic Pokeball requires red apricorns and a copper ingot. A Great Ball, a ball with a higher catch rate than the normal one, takes red and blue apricorns and an iron ingot. There are other specialized types of balls, but I think you get the idea. Making these various Pokeballs and catching wild Pokemon is an experience that I can honestly say is done better in Cobblemon than some actual Pokemon games. There is a surreal feeling of being able to physically throw the ball yourself by aiming it and being able to move around while the Pokemon are battling it out. That's really cool. It kind of reminds me of Legends Arceus or the Let's Go games, but honestly I don't know if Pokemon has ever really done it the exact same way. The biggest strength of Pokemon is that you're able to build up teams of Pokemon and swap them around as much as you'd like. As you become more familiar with the Pokemon you have, you might find that some of them are better suited for the battles that you're facing up against than others. Depending on what you're trying to catch or fight, ensuring you have a team with the right strengths and weaknesses is a really fun and rewarding gameplay loop. It's incredible how well the Cobblemon team has put this into Minecraft. As you're out exploring, you may find new structures such as towers or even fossils. These structures offer new items to the player to collect and whole new ways of interacting with the world. Towers usually give you useful items such as candies, which are used to upgrade your Pokemon, or relic coins, which can be used to power up a specific Pokemon. Finding fossils allows you to resurrect ancient Pokemon as well, which is a whole new thing added to the archaeology system, and I love that. There are tons of new items and things to gather with this mod. Honestly, the wiki for Cobblemon is kind of insane, and you can take a look at that if you want to grasp everything that I'm really saying. Once you have 6 Pokemon or more, any new Pokemon you catch will be thrown into your PC, and you have to build a PC in a game that you're playing on your PC. It's beautiful. PCs are used to swap Pokemon from your party and put into your boxes and vice versa. Got some overlapping types and want to get a more balanced team? Swap them out. Catch new cool Pokemon, but your party is full, run home and swap them out. This is very standard through almost every Pokemon game. You're always going to need these PCs in these little boxes. It's very fun. As you travel throughout the world, you will become a better trainer and your Pokemon will get stronger with each battle. There is something really satisfying about seeing a level 30 or 40 Pokemon out in the wild, knowing that one day you'll be able to fight it with your own level 30 or 40 Pokemon, and potentially defeat or even catch it. That is a wonderful feeling. With the Pokedex coming in the next update, that feeling of catching them all will be even more satisfying. But if you're anything like me, single player Minecraft can get a little bit stale. I'm not a huge fan of survival mode in Minecraft. I much prefer hardcore survival games like Vintage Story, but Cobblemon certainly adds a lot to the single player experience that I would otherwise be missing out on. It's amazing how much the simple formula of Pokemon can revolutionize the way I go about playing Minecraft. Having these little guys to run around with you in your world is a wonderful experience. That experience is enhanced greatly when done in multiplayer. Cobblemon has a server list on their website of servers that you can play. I tried one called Distoria because it was the first one that didn't require I downloaded mod pack or join some fucking Discord to get in, and honestly, it was a lot of fun. I got lost around their spawn looking at all the various cool builds, and I stuck around long enough to watch two players battle it out. Pokemon has always been a social experience. Trading Pokemon with your friends via link cable back in the day was honestly probably really cool, but I never got to do that because I didn't have Pokemon as a kid. To be able to battle and trade with players online adds a ton to the experience. Not only are you adventuring with your little pals, but now you're checking out other players' adorable pals and seeing what they've accomplished. Like any survival server though, you do have to deal with shitty builds, floating trees, and the occasional asshole here or there, but overall this server was easy to join, easy to get into, and a really good introduction to Cobblemon multiplayer. This certainly is what an MMO Pokemon game would feel like, with the added benefit of being able to make your own homes and stuff. I don't think Game Freak would ever do, but it'd still be really cool. However, there is a more sinister reason I think you should get Cobblemon right now. Nintendo is no stranger to throwing around copyright law at anything that resembles one of their IPs. Long before Cobblemon, there existed a mod called Pixelmon, which sought to do the same exact thing as Cobblemon. It's had its own fair share of updates in a large community, but all of that was stopped when Nintendo more or less forced them to shut it all down. This could happen at any time to Cobblemon. Nintendo could come down at any moment and say, hey, you're using our IP without our consent. Stop, or we'll sue you. And that would be it. No more official updates to Cobblemon. That would be awful, and I do worry with how popular the mod is getting that this could become a reality. And yes, I do recognize the irony of me making a video about it and how it could potentially be making it slightly more popular and thus increasing the risk of this happening, but I want people to have it now, so I feel like I'm doing my due diligence. The odds of this video popping off are pretty slim anyway, but I just want to get my fans into the mod while it's still being worked on. I do seriously fear that this will get shut down. I think there's an amazing community around the mod, and it's wonderful to see the devs and artists working together to create a project that is entirely free. That's what Minecraft mods are all about. Art for art's sake, not for profit or money. Too often nowadays I see YouTubers putting their mods behind like paywalls or requiring people to pay, such and such money a month to get their mods, and I think it's a disgusting practice, and it's the antithesis of what Minecraft is all about. You're taking what used to be a community of artists and love and passion and you're putting it up for profit. It's kind of gross. Of course, I don't want Nintendo to come in and stifle this creativity either. Cobblemon doesn't harm them as it's only on Java Edition. Hell, one could easily argue that Cobblemon could convince someone to buy the other Pokemon games. It might even help Game Freak and Nintendo. All this is to say that Cobblemon is a joy to play and a overall wonderful experience. I'd play it now because you never know when the greed and capitalist overlords might strike it down, and, art be damned. If you like this shorter video, you should consider becoming a member. I'm now uploading members-only content, just some smaller shows to kind of keep the people who pay for my content happy. You'll also get access to all of my live stream VODs as well as all of my videos early. That's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Get Cobblemon. It's linked in the description.